Hello and welcome to sportscast. This is my first episode. It's kind of like a New Year's resolution, so sit back and enjoy it. We'll be talking about the NFL playoffs today since the season ended last Sunday. And we're going to start with the AFC wild card, and then we'll move into the NFC. Ready? Here we go. In the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be heading to Denver to take on the Broncos. So it's Ben Roethlisberger, or Hobbleberger because he's hurt, taking on Tim Tebow, the star of Florida University who I kind of don't have faith in. Anyway, the Steelers, if they're going to win this game, their defense is going to have to win. Because Roethlisberger is hobbling, shouldn't be playing in my mind. And Mendenhall, Hall, we heard earlier this week, is out with torn ACL. So if Pittsburgh's going to win this game, they're going to do it on defense. And for the Broncos to win, Tim Tebow's going to have to learn how to throw the ball. John Elway, the Hall of Famer, said, just shoot, throw it. And if Tebow can do that without screwing up, then the Broncos will win. What the Broncos can look for an advantage is they're best in the league in sacks. So grab the Roethlisberger, break that ankle, and you're set. I'm not wishing that upon Roethlisberger at all. I just don't like the guy. That's my opinion. If you want to criticize me, that's fine. All you Pittsburgh Steelers fans, wave that terrible towel because they'll need it. Now, the other game in the AFC is the Cincinnati Bengals heading to Houston to take on the Texans in the Texans' first ever franchise playoff game. Now, the Texans, I really thought halfway through the season they were going to be the best team in the AFC. But unfortunately, Matt Schaub got hurt. I know it's sad. Andre Johnson was also hurt, but he's okay. He will be playing on Sunday. The Houston Texans have to rely on quarterback T.J. Yates. And the problem with T.J. Yates is he's inconsistent. He can be good for 1 second, and next play he'll throw an interception. And the Texans want to win this game on the ground. Give it to Arian Foster, not in every down, but give it to Arian Foster as much as you can, and you should be okay. Now, for the Bengals to win the game, rookie Andy Dalton's going to have to throw the ball. The Texans' secondary isn't as good as they thought it was in the early part of the season. They're struggling. And last time the Bengals versed the Houston Texans, they lost 20-19, and that was in Cincinnati. I believe Houston will win this game only because Cincinnati's run defense is one of the worst in the NFL. And with Arian Foster can just break a few tackles, he can run for at least 250 yards in this game. For the Cincinnati Bengals to win, like I said, they have to attack the Houston secondary. Cedric Benson won't run for more than 50 yards. So Andy Dalton's going to have to rely on that arm to throw. And Dalton's got the power, but the accuracy isn't there, so he's going to have to make some good throws. Now over to the NFC wild card. In the first game, which is on Saturday night, the Lions, first time in 12 years they've been to the playoffs. So that's a step up for them. They'll be taking on the New Orleans Saints, the champions in the NFL South. And I hate these Lions fans, but you're in for a kick, you're in for a beating. You're getting pounded to the ground. I'll give you Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson have really good chemistry, but Stafford and Megatron, they can only do so much. And the Lions have, really struggled in the second half of the season. I know Matthew Stafford threw for 5,000 yards, but Drew Brees threw for 5,400 and some odd, and broke Dan Marino's record of 27 years. So look at that, and then look at how many points the Saints score in a game, averaging at least 40. The Lions, they average at least 21. But the last time the Saints and Lions met, it was 31-17. I'm expecting more of the same with a double-digit victory again. So, New Orleans Saints fan, you have nothing to worry about. Drew Brees, it has a lot of receivers, seems like 10 sometimes, and he'll give it to them. Not to mention, you guys have Darren Sproles as a returner. And that guy's scary good. On to the next game, which is Sunday night. It's going to be the Atlanta Falcons heading to New York to take on the Giants. The Giants in their last game looked really good. They just blew Dallas away and probably played the best game they played all season. Now, to take on the Falcons, what do the Giants have to do? The answer is pressure Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's a quarterback who likes to move. If the Giants can keep him where he is, they'll make him throw out a range, throw an interception, and that's what you need to do to beat the Falcons. The run defense of the Giants not too worried about because the D-line will just blow past and hit Michael Turner. The Falcons to win, their offensive lines have to step up and be stronger than that Giants' intense D-line. If they can do that, they can get Matt Ryan time and they can get Michael Turner space to move. Now for the Giants, I want to talk about Eli Manning for a second. A lot of people say Eli Manning is in the shadow of his brother Peyton. It's true. Eli Manning played this year and Peyton didn't. Eli still was second mentioned. But Eli Manning had threw for over 5,000 yards this year. Another player. And he's got Victor Cruz, Hakeem Nicks to throw to. The Giants should win this game in the deep game. But then again, the Falcons secondary is pretty sharp. But I'm not sure who's going to win, but like I said, I gave you the keys to win the game, and that's what's going to need to happen. Now I'd like to talk about Peyton Manning since I mentioned him. He had 3 neck surgeries. He didn't play this year. But he's still mentioned more than Eli Manning. The question now is, if Indianapolis gets the first pick in the draft, will they draft Andrew Luck? If they do, they're not going to have Peyton Manning next year. They'll probably trade him to Miami. And that'd be a star-studded thing if they trade him to Miami. Seeing Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning always gets like the highest TV ratings. So I'm looking for Peyton Manning to go to Miami. Sorry, Indy. And next is Antonio Holmes. If he's watching this, I want to say one thing to him. Grow up! Be an adult. What you did Sunday was childish. You can't blame the quarterback for not throwing to you if you're covered. Sure, you had this record of so many games with a reception, but it's time to grow up. To do that, leave the NFL because we don't need you. There's plenty of other receivers that Mark Sanchez can throw to. And I'm not a Jets fan, so let's put it in that perspective. Next, I'd like to talk about Jeff Fisher. He's interviewing for jobs in Tampa, in Miami, and in St. Louis. Which one will they take? Probably St. Louis, since he lost them in the Super Bowl 12 years ago. It'd be a kind of a weird thing to see him there, but that's where I think he's going. But in closing, I just want you to know that the playoffs will be exciting, and that you should watch every game, and that way you'll be ready for next week when I do the divisional playoffs. So stay tuned for my second segment. It'll be on the Major League Baseball.